Don't, underscore underscore. It's over. King, bro out of here, bro. Before everything boiled over, the signs were already there. 4 months, small but growing concerns of the streaming community had been whispering the same thing. Cenat isn't the same anymore. The guy who once felt raw, spontaneous, endlessly fun to watch was now leaning too hard on the same tricks. The laughs felt a little too loud, the reactions a little too exaggerated, almost rehearsed. It wasn't just casual viewers saying this. It was longtime fans. People who had been there through the meteoric rise, now posting threads about how his content seemed more about making the clip than enjoying the moment. Collabs that once felt organic were beginning to look staged, with guests sometimes playing the role of a set piece rather than a real part of the stream. Subreddit started sharing side-by-side comparisons. Kai in the early days, goofing around naturally with his friends versus the overamped persona he pushes today. TikToks mocked his NPC laugh and scripted hype in DMs and chat groups. There was a quiet agreement forming. Something about him felt off. Nobody knew that very soon one live stream would become the perfect storm to take those private suspicions and blast them into the center of the internet. On paper, this was meant to be the kind of crossover moment Twitch eats up. Kai Cenat teaming up with his fellow streaming heavyweight Jinxie for a clash royale event. A friendly showdown, big personalities, live audience hype. Jinxie had put the work in, days of promo, tournament brackets locked, rules ready, and viewers primed for high energy. Esports meets entertainment. When cameras went live, the mood felt right. For about 5 minutes. Almost immediately, the energy fractured. Kai came in hot. Sure, but his attention was everywhere. Except Jinxie's carefully built event. The AM crew was cracking side jokes, riffing about unrelated topics, trying gimmicks, anything but staying on game. Tight brackets and esports pacing got bulldozed by pure chaos. For Jinxie, this wasn't just awkward, it was career jeopardy playing out in real time. He'd sold his audience on a competitive night worth showing up for. Now they were watching their streamer wrestle for airtime on what was supposed to be his stage. Every time he tried to wrangle the group back into the tournament flow, his voice got brushed over. I'm going to do a tournament 'cause I think that would be fire, bro. Like if y'all play each other. Echo. Who's echoing? Gosh, it might be me. Wait, is it better now? So, go to your account. Go to social and then go to invite friend. It's a yellow button. Click that and then you copy. Hey, anybody in the chat want him? Your account. Oh, choose your name. He's single. Anybody in the chat want him? Goodbye. Anybody single in the chat? I don't even know if this is going to happen. I don't even know if I a single word I said. You could see it in his body language. The forced smile tightening, the pauses between sentences getting longer as he realized they weren't listening. Meanwhile, in Kai's chat, the undercurrent shifted. The W Kai spam that usually fuels his streams was being replaced by L after L. Viewers were clocking the disrespect, calling him out for turning a collab into what looked More like a backdrop for his own variety show. Anybody single in the chat? Chat, I don't even know if this is going to happen. I don't even know if a single word I said. And boy, about can you guys hear me? The breaking point came fast. Jinxie. Reading the room didn't blow up or demand attention. He quietly hit end stream to millions of Twitch users. That click was louder than any argument could have been. Maybe Kai thought the fun could just keep rolling without him. Maybe he didn't clock how bad it looked. But to the audience, especially those who had been side-eyeing him for weeks, this was Exhibit A, a perfect unedited example of what they'd been saying. Kai was too big for the same rules as everyone else. And in the hours to come, that quiet exit button from Jinxie's side would ignite a very public firestorm. The kind you just can't laugh your way out of. The moment Jinxie tapped out of the stream, the internet went to work. In an era where clips travel faster than apologies, it didn't take long for Twitch, Twitter, and Reddit to erupt. The raw footage was everywhere. Jinxie trying to lead. Kai joking over him. Viewers watching the tournament dissolve, then seeing their favorite host walk away in defeat. It was messy and impossible to spin. Kai's chat from celebration to revolt in seconds. And Kai sold spam filled the comment feed. Fans who had shrugged off previous criticisms now had proof delivered live. This was no innocent miscommunication, but a clear moment of disrespect. The narrative spread. Kai wasn't just overlooking a guest. He was steamrolling. A collaborator who brought his own audience and built the event from scratch. It wasn't long before reaction clips cropped up. Content creators were dissecting the timeline, pausing the key moments, pointing out every missed cue and every awkward transition. Even Kai's usual defenders were suddenly silent. When the tide turns in real time, there's no time for corporate PR or slow apology arcs. You have to perform regret on the spot. Bro, kind of crazy that the whole chat started saying Kai. Kai's community is low-key writer. Anything that he posts, anything at all, they're going to eat it up, bro. This wasn't a cool situation. Jinxie didn't really deserve to be treated like that. Kai, realizing things had gone sideways, tried to take control on stream. He offered up explanations. He didn't know it was Jinxie's event. He thought it was just normal chaos. He never meant to ignore anyone. He publicly invited Jinxie back, promising to run it right next time. But the apology landed flat. Viewers had seen the live feed. Apology after the fact looked like damage control, not authentic remorse. Let's see. A lie, what am I doing? Why does it say Kai? Kai doubled down by framing the whole fiasco as an innocent misunderstanding, rather than a case of outright disregard. He insisted that the stream's free-form chaotic style was simply how AM operates and that he assumed everyone was vibing with the energy. In his telling, there was no deliberate snub. Just a mismatch of expectations between a structured tournament host and his more spontaneous approach to content. By leaning on this different streaming styles angle, Kai was trying to paint himself as a victim of misinterpretation, positioning the incident as a culture clash instead of an ego issue and subtly shifting the blame away from intent. The backlash had layers. On social media, fans debated whether Kai's attitude was a one-off or a pattern. Old clips resurfaced. Other events, other collabs. The times he'd seemed to forget who was actually sharing the spotlight. Some called it ego. Some called it a sign of burnout. Others said it was the price of fame, letting you bend the rules. What was clear, Kai's unforced error had become a test case for how influencer accountability plays out in real time. You can't charm your way out of the receipts when the whole internet has watched you mess up. The consequences weren't just PR. They were a turning point for how the streaming world sees genuine collaboration and respect. Just as Kai was scrambling to manage the fallout from the Jinxie disaster, an old rumor reignited. And this time it threatened to hit where it hurt most. His integrity. The controversy centered around his pledged charity project in Makoko, Nigeria, a school he'd promised to fund with money raised during a hype subathon. For months, fans and critics had been asking, where's the school? But now, things blew open on social media. Viral video circulated showing footage of crumbling buildings in Nigeria, accompanied by captions declaring, Kai ran off with the money. The clips painted a simple picture. A streamer who had pocketed charity funds, leaving the community he claimed to help with nothing. YouTube accounts, Twitter threads, and Discord gossip turned these clips into trending proof of fraud. For a scandal-weary internet, it was almost too convenient. Hello, children. Hello. Say, hello, family. Hello, children. Hello. Say hello, children. I'll tell you. Hello, children. Okay, before we hand over the mic to them, we are going to say we are going to give Shank a love cap again because last time he gave you people 3,000 Abby.